In NEET, many questions have been asked on this, that ventilation upon perfusion is equal to infinity, then in which of the following condition it would hold true? So there would be multiple answers. Just think of your answer, and then I'm going to show you the right answer and its explanation. So up till now you must have ticked the answer. Now the correct answer is equal to dead space. Now how that answer would come? So here is a mathematical explanation to help you all, that let us, what are the conditions in which V by Q would remain infinity? So V by Q will remain infinity when ventilation is happening but perfusion is not. So what are those conditions that are involved? But before jumping onto that, I would just like to clear you regarding some of the features that we often don't understand. That what is the normal air pressure? The normal air pressure is what we would have studied is 760 millimeter of mercury. And what is the percentage of oxygen? 21%. So partial pressure of oxygen in the air is around, comes to 0.21 into 760. This will give me 159. Now from 159, what happens is that when the oxygen passes through the respiratory tract, it humidifies. Now when it humidifies, then the partial pressure of oxygen will reduce. So it reduces by 10 and it becomes 149. So up till now, this thing would be clear, that how partial pressure of oxygen is 149 in the alveoli. Now, how we can prove that V by Q is equal to infinity? When we can prove that perfusion is zero, how I can, what are the scenario when perfusion can be zero? See, either when perfusion can be zero is that there is no, first is there is adequate ventilation but no perfusion, that I have explained earlier. Now, no exchange of gases through respiratory membranes of corresponding alveoli. For example, here, if there is complete blockade, there is no exchange happening here. So effective perfusion would be zero, and that would again transform to infinity. Now, when alveolar air is equal to the humidified inspired air, so does alveolar air equilibrates the humidified inspired air? The answer is no. Why? See, when this is when we are talking about PO2, this is in the inspiratory phase, when here it is 149 millimeter mercury in alveoli. Now afterwards, CO2 and oxygen would mix and would produce a different partial pressure. But since they are not mixing, so the inspired air is inspired air pressure is the alveolar air, since nothing is being mixed here. So if the partial pressure of oxygen and carbon monoxide are 149 and 0, that means no exchange, because CO2 pressure is as it is 0 in our atmosphere, because CO2 is less than 1% in our atmosphere. So the ultimately CO2 is 0 in inspired air, and when the partial pressure remains 149, that means that no exchange is happening. through this alveolar membrane that is going to alter the partial pressure of oxygen and CO2. So effective perfusion again is zero in this case. So V by Q is infinity in the following cases that I have shown.